Say hello to Chloe. This is my own personal dog. She is a 10-year-old puppy German Shepherd. And I say puppy because, in my eyes, she is still the 2-year-old dog that I adopted. Got her when she was 2 years old. She's the first dog I ever trained. That being said, the way I trained her is not the modern techniques I use now. She's not e-collar trained. She's great off leash. I can call her out of anything that she's engaged fully in the chase of prey drive. So if she's chasing a squirrel, I can call her out and she'll recall to me. But that's just because I've been with her for years and we've been training together for 8 years. So by now, her recall without an e-collar is very, very, very reliable. It's next to 100%. But that being said, next to 100% is not 100%. So I do not have guarantee 100% a peace of mind knowing that if my dog happens to not recall to me in a potentially life threatening situation, I don't have that e-collar to fall back on. So I decided this would be a great opportunity to not only train Chloe on the e-collar because it's been years and we still haven't done it, but it would be a great opportunity to show you how to train your dog how to effectively and appropriately respond to the e-collar as escape training. On top of that, this is going to be a very good opportunity for those of you with older dogs that you want to use this training with. And this is going to show you that old dogs can learn new tricks. Old dogs can learn new training techniques and methods. Kisses. Good. Yum, yum, yum. Chloe has the collar on. We're just hanging out. I want Chloe to be doing something neutral. I don't want her to be super distracted by something or engaged with something else. So that way, when she does feel this at the lowest possible level, to have a reaction or a response, I can see that clearly. So that was level 1. She had no response. I'm still going to give her a treat anyway. All right. And I can tell you, I know Chloe does not internalize any of her stress or any of her responses. So she will respond when she does feel her appropriate working level. I'm going up to number 2 right now. What are you doing, babe? She got paid for sitting right there, so she's probably going to stay right there now. That was number 2. She did not have a response, so I'm going to go up to number 3. That was number 3. She had no response. I'm going to give her a treat anyway and go up to number 4. Now, something to be clear about is while I am testing her working level, I am not holding the continuous button. I am simply pressing the momentary button. That was number 4. I think I might have seen a very, very, very tiny ear twitch, so I'm not sure. I'm going to do it again. Now, the box of the receiver is on the right side of her neck. So if she's looking that way and I press it and she was to look in that direction of the side that the box was on, that would be a clear indicator to me that that was a response. That was not a response, so I'm going to go up to number 5. That was a response. Right there, you saw that it clearly got her attention and she looked right at me. So she was trying to see if that was me getting her attention, and she was right. I am. Good. After years of working with just prongs and long lines, I now know that my precious Chloe baby's working level is a number 5. So I'm going to press that right now. I just saw a little bit of ear movement. That might be it. That might be it. This just so happens to be one of the most difficult dogs I've ever had to find the working level on. This is I've had to do a lot of readjusting with that collar, different positions. And if I see any other change, then we will do it again. Yep, that ear just moved. It's her right ear. Pretty sure that's what it is. We now have the working level of our dog, so we are going to hold the P button on the side, and we're going to lock that dial in, so this is not going to adjust on me by mistake when we're doing our escape training. We're going to go over step by step on how exactly to conduct escape training with the e-collar. It's exactly the same way as the leash. So with the leash, for the sit, it was upward pressure, give the command. As soon as that butt touches the ground, release that pressure, mark, and pay. It is the same thing, but instead of utilizing that leash, we are just going to be utilizing the continuous button. So just like a walkie-talkie, I'm going to press and then speak. So the way it would look is press, give the sit command. As soon as the butt touches the ground, release, mark with pay. Now there is a safety feature on this. If I hold this continuous button, after 10 seconds, for safety reasons, it will disengage. The reason this is a nice feature is because if you have this shoved in your coat pocket and you don't realize that this button is engaged, pressed up against something else in your pocket, your dog is feeling that stimulation and you are clueless to the fact. So after 10 seconds, it disengages. Going back to the leash pressure training, you should remember that the entire time we are waiting for our dog to obey our command, we are applying that pressure consistently. We do not let that pressure go until they are in position. This is so they don't have any confusion as to how to turn the pressure off. At this point, you're probably thinking to yourself, well, what happens if my dog does not successfully complete the command within that 10 seconds? Easy solution. Right around the 5 to 8 second mark, you're going to disengage and re-engage immediately and repeat the command that you previously asked for. That millisecond of you releasing and re-engaging this button is not going to confuse her. She's not going to register that like, oh, what did I do in that exact moment to turn that pressure off for that millisecond? Don't worry about that. That's not going to be a problem. So that entire process, press the button, sit, wait 5 to 8 seconds, re-engage the button, sit. If the dog goes in position, release button, mark and pay. Now, what happens if your dog does not successfully complete the command after the second attempt? Well, we have another tool at our disposal and another form of pressure, the leash. You're going to be doing this while she is on leash. So after the second attempt fails, all we are going to do is re-engage again while applying leash pressure, say the command. Once the dog goes into position, and I can guarantee you, as long as you've gone through the leash pressure techniques properly with your dog and appropriately taught them what that communication means, that third attempt with that leash pressure will work. Now this is a nifty tool. It's a speaker box that connects directly to this transmitter. That way, while I'm doing this, you can see exactly when I'm engaging this button. This will sound off with a tone the entire time this button is pressed. All right, so I've got the speaker box turned on. As soon as I engage this button, she will feel the stim. You'll hear the tone. This way you can see when I'm pressing it in comparison to when I say a command and when I release the button, marking and paying. Before I have this put on her working level, I'm going to turn it back down to 0, engage this a few times just because, you know, she's only heard it a few times while I've been programming it. So I want her to not be freaking out like, what the heck is that? While she's feeling a stim. I don't want to stress her out. It's going to let her hear it a few times. Okay, doesn't really seem to bother her. Like I said, she's heard it a few times. All right. I'm going to put it up to her working number. Willow, sit. Yes. Willow, down. Yes. Willow, sit. Willow, here. Yes. Now, notice how I took that little bit of a step back to make sure that she knew what I was asking of her. This is a new sensation for her, so it might even go up with her arousal and distract her. So I'm going to give her a little bit of guidance with that recall command. Willow, down. Yes. Now, we've worked on the 3Ds, duration, distance, and distraction. As I'm doing this, I'm only going to be doing duration. I'm not even going to hold her in place for that long, but just for educational purposes, I want to go over what you would do if they break the command while you're working on duration, distance, and distraction. If she was to break position right now, I would mark with NO, re-engage this button, repeat the command, release when she got back into position. Willow, sit. Yes. Willow, sit. Good. No, sit. Good. Yes. Pretty good job. Willow, down. Down. Good. Willow, here. Yes. Willow, here. Here. Good. I'll give her one nibble for that. She's trying. Willow, down. Down. Yes. Now, why are we marking with NO when we're building duration, but not marking with NO during this escape training? NO is followed up with an aversive. So if this is already engaged, I'm not going to mark with NO. Willow, here. Yes. Good job. Oh, you're little girls. Yeah, you are. Down. Yes. Willow, down. Yes. I replaced the original nodes with a winged connector, and I will show you a picture of that. For more consistent connection to her skin with how thick her fur is. It's much more reliable. So now I don't have to question whether or not she's feeling this. I found her working level on that, and it is 3. She has pretty low arousal out here in this environment now. So we're gonna see how 3 works in this environment. She works out here pretty often, so it's not too stimulating for her anymore. It's definitely more arousing than the training office, but we're gonna see if 3 is fine. Willow, place. Good. Yes. Yeah. Willow, place. Yes. Place. Yes. Good job. Free. Willow, place. Yes. Good job. Willow, sit. Yes. Sit. Yes. Willow, down. Yes. What's this? It's a good girl. Willow, down. Yes. Willow, sit. Yes. Willow, sit. Yes. Good job. Good job. Yeah. Make sure that when you're doing this process, you are continuously showing them good loving for reward, not just the treat. You want to make them really, really enjoy this part. That way they don't have a negative connection with this. So now she has a distraction over there, as you might see. Willow, sit. Yes. Good job. Good job. Willow, down. Yes. I am giving her that body language as aid right now because that was pretty distracting for her. So this time, now that it's gone, Willow, down. Yes. Oh, yeah, baby. Good job. Notice she's not under any stress right now. When she's feeling that stimulation, I'm sure that she has a little bit of stress, right? Just like she has stress when I am applying leash pressure, right? It is not stress-free. But this is by no means having any detrimental effect on our relationship. Good girl. And it definitely won't if you make sure this process is fun. It's rewarding. We do not want them to just feel constant stress with this e-collar. I know there's a lot of moving parts. You're going to be focused on the e-collar and the timing, pressing the button, giving the command, releasing and marking with payment, all at the right times. That's a lot of moving parts when you're brand new at this. But hopefully, now that you've done a ton of leash pressure training, this is going to be a lot easier for you to engage with the e-collar without being too goofy with it. Make sure you're not hyper fixed on the mechanics of engaging with this e-collar to the point where you are not giving your dog the loving because you're too focused on this. Now, if you happen to have a dog that's really struggling, trying to understand like, okay, what am I supposed to do when I feel this pressure? One, that pressure might be too high. You can try a lower level stimulation. You might think your dog's working level is higher than it actually is. So I would first recommend trying a lower number. If that doesn't work, what we're going to do is help them figure it out by, instead of waiting to pair this leash pressure for that third attempt, what we're going to do is we are going to pair the new cue with the old cue. So what does that look like? New cue, press, up, command, right? So I'll just give you an example. Free. Willow, sit. Yes. This cue needs to come about a half second before the leash pressure. That way we can start pairing these two stimuli. First stimuli, second stimuli, new stimuli, old stimuli, new cue, old cue. All right, so let's talk about the heel. I'm going to engage, heel command. Once she's in position, release. Since we are just introducing this for the heel command, I'm going to take a step back with this, just like the recall. So once she gets into that position, release, mark, fun payment. Heel. Yes. Heel. Yes. Ooh, yeah, baby. Good job. Heel. Yes. Good job, babe. Oh, she's having fun too. This is what you want your first session to look like. You don't want your dog to be freaked out. You want your dog to have easy wins. The first time they're experiencing this, other than finding their working level, we are going to make it a lot of fun. So we're going to do some figure 8 drills for the heel to help her get into position. We're just going to walk in a figure 8. I didn't even press it. She's just got a very good habit, right? I'm going to walk in a figure 8 and I'm going to do it backwards. See how she's following? And this is going to teach her how to move back into position from different spots. Let's go. Heel. Yes. Good job. Heel. Yes. Good job. Oh, you're such a sweetheart. You're so fun to work with. You know that? I'm going to miss you when you go home. I'm going to miss you a lot. Heel. Yes. Yeah, babe. She's swinging herself into position like a pro right now. So well done. So well done. So now she's obviously showing that she is getting this down pat with the heel position. So we're going to start doing this as we're moving. Once she's in position, I will release the pressure and I will mark with good because we're not done. She needs to continue. If she deviates from the bubble, pressure and heel until she's back in the correct position, releasing the pressure. Now in this first phase, I'm not going to make her continue the heel very long, just like we weren't when we were first introducing the heel. This repetition really might only last for about 10 to 15 seconds. Heel. Good. Yes. Heel. Good. Yes. Good job. Oh, yeah, babies. Yeah, babies. It's a lot of fun, huh? You're a fast learner. You're so fast. You're so fast. You're so fast. Heel. Good. Throw in a couple turns. Good. I'm going to pay for that because that was really solid. Yes. So I'm going to take a lot of steps back when I start doing this e-collar conditioning for the recall. I'm kind of going all the way back to the beginning, right? Something that she's really confident in. She's drawn into me when I move backwards, right? Here. Yes. So that makes it really easy for her. We're not going to just go to the exact spot we stopped at with this long line. We're going to back it up. We're going to reintroduce it to her nice and gently. So that way, if she gets to the end of that line and she's a nice 30 feet away like you were doing on the long line, she's not feeling this and freaking out and trying to figure out how to turn it off. If you go straight to that, you're likely going to make some negative associations with this thing. Here. Yes. Good job. All right, we're going to start growing this recall with the e-collar now. We're going to keep on the 6-foot lead. Okay, we're not going to move to this long line yet. When she starts to get to the end of the 6-foot leash like she is now, I will engage the e-collar, Willow, here. As soon as she turns towards me, I'm going to mark with yes and make a pay party. I don't want to hold this until she's all the way back to me from the 6-foot distance because I don't want to freak her out yet. We will grow that duration with this e-collar over a few repetitions. Willow, here, yes. Willow, here, yes. Willow, here, yes. So that time I held it a little bit longer and I marked with Y as she was about 3 steps into returning to me. So what I'm doing is slowly showing her that the criteria is elevating. Eventually, this will be held until she is all the way back in a sit position right in front of me. Willow, here. Yes. Good job. So I held it that time until she was about 3/4 of the way back. This time, I'm going to hold it all the way until she returns, but I'm not going to require the sit yet. And I'm sure you've noticed I've been doing a lot of backpedaling to encourage her to continue towards me because that makes the repetition more fun as well. Willow, here. Good. Yes. So I could tell she was going to go into the SIT right there. So I'm going to do this next repetition all the way until she goes into an SIT. I'm still going to back up a little bit though. Willow, here. Good. Yes. Oh, yeah. All right, I'm going to be less intense this repetition about backing up. I'm going to be less exciting. Willow, here. Yes. And she showed me she's ready for this. I'm going to do the next repetition without any body language until she comes all the way back into the SIT. Willow, here. Yes. Willow, here. Yes. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. You're a rock star. Now, just because we're moving to the long line doesn't mean I'm going to send her to 30 feet and engage in this collar. We're setting her up for wins. We want this to be fun. Easy wins. So I'll let her get about 6 to 10 feet away from me. Willow, here. Yes. You can take that. You drop that one right there, baby girl. You drop that one right there. Now this grass is going to be much more stimulating, right? It's going to have her a little bit more aroused. So we're going to test this. Willow, here. Good. Yes. That took her a little bit longer to disengage with what she was doing, but that was still a massive win in my books. She's much more aroused when she's smelling all the odors in the grass. That's not the same thing as this pavement because this is not holding really any odor. That grass holds a lot more interesting, fun smells. Willow, here. Good. Yes. Yep, with that dog barking over there, I don't know if you can hear it on the microphone, but she was super fixated on it. And she snapped to attention as soon as I gave that command. Because she is definitely figuring out how to turn off this e-collar pressure. Let's go. Oh yeah. I'm gonna get her a little bit more worked up. I'm gonna see if I can keep it on 3 through all of this. I didn't even have to. Man, you're sharp. You're sharp. You know what's going on. Willow, here. Yes. All right. Change up the environment. Willow, here. Good. Notice how she's canting to my left side when she's starting to do this. It's because that's where the treat's being delivered from. At the start of this, she started in the middle, but I'm not really focusing on delivery of reward coming from the center and going straight to influence this dead center. She's not a show dog. We can shape that over time in the future. Right now, I'm just concerned about her coming back. She has gotten to the point where she can go to the full length of this long line, absolutely no problem, and recall. Willow, here. Good. Yes, I'll take that. She didn't have to sit. That was an amazing recall. So I'm not going to be a bully and be like, no, you didn't sit. You're not getting anything. I'm going to give her the same reward. We're going to move into this next phase of the e-collar training. So I'm no longer going to apply this every single time I give her a command. She understands how to escape this pressure. So now I'm going to give her a chance to avoid the pressure. So what that'll look like is I will give her a command. If she doesn't do it, N-O, hold the pressure, Willow, command, release pressure when she does it. Willow, here. Good. Yes. Good job. Good girl. That repetition, the e-collar was not engaged whatsoever. Like I said, this is only going to be engaged if I need to use it as a correction. Willow, sit. Yes. Willow, down. Yes. Good job. So both those repetitions, that sit, that down, had 0 e-collar pressure. Willow, heel. No, heel. Good. So after I marked with NO, that's when I engaged the pressure. And I also gave her this little target to aim for. No, heel. She started to sniff the ground. I marked with NO. Then I engaged pressure. No. Heel. No. Heel. Good. Yes. Oh, you're so good. Willow, heel. Good. Yes. Heel. Good. Good job. Huh. Sit. Good. So I just engaged this pressure, then lured her into position, released the pressure once she was in the SIT. Sit. Ooh, you spot a cat. Yep, a stray cat over there. Heel. Yes. That was awesome positioning into the heel from that little bit of distance without any e-collar pressure. So I wasn't going to make her walk in heel position for very long with that. It's approaching an anthill. Leave it. Good. Heel. Good. Heel. Good. Heel. Good job. Yes. He's cool. Trying to avoid this anthill with the rope. This is going to be a big test. Willow, here. Good. Yes. That was zero engagement with the e-collar at 30-foot distance.